it's Delia from DeliaCreates.com, and today I'm going to show you how to crochet this cabled beanie. It's a free pattern on my site at DeliaCreates.com, and it's called the Skip Twist Cabled Beanie, but today I'm going to show you the pattern in action. You'll need about 250 yards of worsted weight yarn and an I-9 hook or a 5.5 millimeter hook. To begin, you'll need to crochet 60 chains, and then you will connect the ends together to create a looped row. This project is not worked in the round, but it is worked in looped rows, meaning that the ends are slip stitched together and there's no turning. Now that you have 60 chains, make sure that they're not twisted and connect your first chain to your last chain with a slip stitch. Work 3 chains to start your first row and then double crochet in the next chain space. You will double crochet in every chain space for the remainder of the row. To finish the row, slip stitch your last double crochet stitch to the first chain 3 that you worked at the beginning of the row. You should have a total of 60 stitches, including the chain 3 from the beginning. For this next row, we're going to start to create the texture of the hat, chain 3, and now we're going to work front post double crochet stitches. You're going to yarn over and insert your hook underneath the post beneath the top 2 loops. Yarn over and then complete the stitch as you would a normal double crochet stitch. Work another front post double crochet stitch in the next stitch, and then work a regular double crochet stitch in the chain space to the right of the next post. You always want to work to the right of the post, as it will keep all of your stitches and cables straight for the remainder of the hat. Now you will continue the pattern of working 2 front post double crochet stitches and 1 regular double crochet stitch for the rest of the row. You will complete 4 total rows of this pattern of 2 front post double crochet stitches to 1 regular double crochet stitch. When you get to the end of your row, you will complete a front post double crochet stitch and then slip stitch to the top of the chain 3, which acts as a double crochet stitch in the texture. For this next row, we are going to start to cable the stitches or twist them. You begin with 3 chains, as with any row. Work a front post double crochet, and then you're going to skip the next 2 stitches. So skip that first front post double crochet and the next double crochet and work a triple crochet in the next front post double crochet from the previous row. After you complete this triple crochet stitch, you're going to twist back to that first skipped front post double crochet. So you yarn over twice and backtrack to that stitch. As for the regular double crochet stitch that was skipped, that stitch will be left unworked for the row. And if you're having a hard time keeping all your loops on your hook, that's totally normal. All that twisting can be pretty tricky, especially at first. Now that you've completed your first twist, you're ready to complete the cable by working a regular front post double crochet stitch. You will then work a regular double crochet stitch to the right of the post in the next stitch. Now you're ready to cable again. Work a front post double crochet stitch, skip the next 2 stitches, and work a front post triple crochet stitch in the next stitch. Yarn over twice, and then backtrack to that first skipped double crochet stitch from the previous row and complete your triple crochet stitch. Then continue this cabling pattern for the rest of the row. When you get to the end of the row, you will complete a front post double crochet stitch and slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 from the beginning of the row, which acts as a regular double crochet stitch in the pattern. For this next row, we're going to flatten out that cabled row and add back in those double crochet stitches that we completely skipped. So we've chained 3 and now we work a front post double crochet stitch. Now we're going to work another front post double crochet stitch into that front post triple crochet stitch that is on top. Then we're going to work a regular double crochet stitch in that space between the 2 crossed triple crochet stitches. Now work a front post double crochet stitch in that front post triple crochet stitch in the back. And then you will work another front post double crochet stitch. We are essentially rebuilding that pattern of 2 front post double crochet stitches and 1 double crochet stitch. And another friendly reminder to work to the right of your stitch posts, as it will keep all of your cables and stitches nice and straight. And now you simply work 2 more rows of the pattern of 2 front post double crochet stitches to 1 regular double crochet stitch, just like we did at the beginning of the video. As you can see, after several rows, you can really see the cabled texture emerge. Continue with the pattern, creating 6 total twisted or cabled rows. In between each twisted or cabled row, there are 3 rows of that front post double crochet pattern. When you get to the last twisted or cabled row, you will only work 2 rows of that front post double crochet pattern. Now you're ready to work on the bottom of the hat or the band of the hat. You will chain 2 this time instead of 3 and work half double crochet stitches in each space around the row. To complete the row, slip stitch to the top of the chain 2 worked at the beginning of the row. And now we're back to starting with 3 chains as we create our ribbed band. We're going to work a series of front post double crochet stitches and back post double crochet stitches. Work the first stitch as a front post double crochet stitch as we have before. Now for the back post double crochet stitch, instead of working the post from the front, we're going to work the stitch from the back. So for the front post double crochet stitch, you insert the hook underneath the post, and for the back post double crochet stitch, you weave the hook in front of the post from the back. The front post double crochet stitches will push the stitches to the front, and the back post double crochet stitches, as the name implies, will push them to the back, creating a nice chunky ribbed texture. Continue with this front post double crochet, back post double crochet pattern for a total of 4 rows, and then complete your last row by slip stitching to the top of the chain 3. Tie off the end and leave about a 10 to 12 inch tail. At this point, your beanie is just a tube, so you need to cinch the end or the top of the hat. Turn it inside out and cut a piece of yarn about 12 inches long. Thread it onto a sharp yarn needle or tapestry needle. Weave the needle all around the opening of the hat, working back and forth, leaving about a 3 to 4 inch tail. Once you make it around the opening of the hat, cinch the hat closed by pulling on both tail ends and then knotting them together in a square knot. Sew into your square knot several times with your yarn needle to secure it even more, and then square knot it again before weaving in the tails. Once you have all your tails weaved in, then turn your hat right side out, stretch out the top, add a pom-pom if you like, and it's ready to wear.